So thank you, Governor. We had Congratulations by Post Malone, and then we had Money Trees by Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City. Matt, big fan of the album.
Yep.
Banger, one of the best ever.
Yeah.
But why'd you play us that song, Governor?
Congratulations is a bit more new age for me, but it's got significance. I hadn't never heard it before. I didn't know it was Post Malone. And I'm
did
not
you
like
not when you listened to it? Did you not, like, someone sent it to you and you didn't look at the cover art to?
Nah, I was
no cognitive bias.
I was legit out with my best mate, business owner, and we had a few of our boys from our business. We took them out. That was like our first Chrissy party.
Yeah.
That we could afford. And for us, I just remember just seeing Das, my best mate, absolutely banging, and we're at a little karaoke bar thing, so it was like all enclosed, massive speakers pumping, and then just him in arms with all of our West End boys, and I was just like, mate, it's so sick. 'Cause I started the business purely, a lot of it was for Das, and it was just sick to see us grow into that. And we got a few boys, and we're very cultural. We love that side of it. And it was just sick, the buy-in. I just still remember it etched in my brain of him. Like, he does it all the time. It wasn't like this one night. But it was just etched of him, like, this is a banger. I've never heard it. And someone put it on in this little karaoke bar, and it was just pumping. I loved it. Yeah, so it's got significance. Not because of the name of Congratulations, but it was just more the whole vibe of it was summed up where we were at, I reckon, as mates in a business and what we're doing. It was like, yeah, this is sick.
For pop, for pop music, it really captures quite a special feeling, and it is a feeling of accomplishment. Like a track I really like of his is White Iverson. He released that a long time before that album, but I think he added it to the album. Might be wrong. Maybe fact check me at PTA002, but exactly the same feeling.
Yeah, really.
Sort of speaks about never won a ring like Carmelo, but it's just like that. The word is congratulations. It's this achievement. The music speaks to that.
So, I haven't given him enough. I need to give Post a bit more love, I reckon.
Yeah.
I just haven't got, mainly because it's so mainstream that it's it just half turns you off a little bit, but.
Mate, 100%.
I can't back in.
Close your eyes when you look at it.
Yeah, well, that's what it's like.
I had that with Fred.
Yep.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah, I had that with Fred because Fred, listen to Fred, and you're like, yeah, man, okay, righto, I'll listen to it, and you listen to it, you're like, oh,
yeah,
this is actual generational, amazing music. He's unbelievable. But it's the same thing when everyone's telling you.
Yeah.
It's a bit like, yeah, mate, I know. Don't tell me. But sorry, sidetrack. What about you, Matt? Why'd you play this Money Trees, Kendrick Lamar?
Yeah. Money Trees takes me back to a time where I rode off a car. Leaving, I was studying for Year 12 exams, and I was leaving the Joondalup Library, went through a roundabout, spun out, crashed. Nothing crazy. And my dad was just so cool about it. You know, he'd usually yell at me if I left the aircon on. Shout out Chris Dzodzos. But just this, I'd fucked up. And for quite a large fuck up, one of the bigger ones that I had in my life. And he was just so cool about that. And anyway, helped me get a new car. And it was this really bad Hyundai Sonata that this old dude, he died. I don't know who it was. But then he had this golden retriever, and we vacuumed the back. And the sound system was actually not half bad. And it would shake a little bit. I'd probably had an empty zinger box in the back, and a team was rolling around. But I went and bought Channel Orange, Frank Ocean, and Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah, really.
Kendrick Lamar on CD.
Yeah.
And I listened to those two albums start to finish for a long time. And Money Trees is just such a perfect song.
Yeah.
It just takes me back to a time where I really got looked after in a soft spot by my dad, and he really stood up for me and was just so cool and chill about it when I didn't expect him to be like that at all.
He's either stoked because he's insured it for more, or your dad was a bad man back in the day, and he's like, mate, just let that one slide. That's nothing.
There's a bit of that.
I've had a few of those before. It's man, so how am I getting away with this?
Mate, that's a good segue. I want to segue. Tell us about your dad. because you
My
guys
dad,
are
yeah.
highly close, and we all
Yeah.
are in a situation we work together.
Yeah.
For the McGovern Foundation, doing some really beautiful work in the community. But hearing you talk about your dad made me sort of want to give you a platform to talk about your dad.
Yeah.
And we've talked about some really funny stories about your dad and Uncle Phil and a few of the crew. And so I sort of thought, do you want to talk about your dad and maybe your favourite story or something?
Yeah, no, like, everyone's got a dad, don't they? Like, and I'm very fortunate that, or most people do. I'm very fortunate. My old man's. Well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. As in, people know who their dad is. Oh my god. Where am I taking this, straight off? Or?
Nah, mate, it's all good. Yeah, 100%. My dad's deceased, just for everyone at home. And
No, I didn't mean it like that. I meant as in people don't know their dad.
Yeah, of course.
Sorry, mate.
I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't be so jovial.
You assumed
about it. It's
that.
funny.
I didn't actually mean that at all.
I know.
I
you
assumed.
didn't.
I thought
I assumed too.
Oh,
So
did
did
ya?
Dan.
I just couldn't help myself.
I
but
thought of
made the
JJ.
joke.
I was like, JJ.
yeah,
I was
Jay,
like,
yeah.
yeah, like we've all, and I'm like, but some people haven't had a dad. That's what I actually thought. But
And may I put a disclaimer? I'm so grateful to have had a dad for so many years, and he's the king and taught me so much. And
do you want me to take it from the top?
No, bro. No,
Are we going
honestly.
again?
Nah, it's just a lol, mate. That's good content. Seriously, it is, man. And it's not a thing. Like, it's fine. You got to come to terms with all that shit at some stage. And
Yeah, you're right.
yeah, you just pick back up, brother.
Well, I didn't mean it like that.
No,
all right?
it's all
So
good,
we're
mate. Hey, man.
where's G, man? Don't let me hit my mic. We're all good. Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, some people have a dad, but no, I was. Yeah. Anyway, I've got my old man, which I'm grateful for, big time. And you go through like, I don't know if you guys have, but I was very much, however much money your dad makes, that's how good he is for a long period of time. Whether that's me,
Yeah, the primary school conversation, like what's your
just
dad
the
do?
general.
What's
What does your dad
Yeah,
do?
like-
And it's like
and your
he's a
house.
lawyer.
What's
And,
your house look
yeah,
like, all
and
that
we
shit.
never had no good houses. We had nothing flash, man. We were comfortable, but nothing flash. Like getting a bike or getting some money to go to school was like, nah, mate, you're not taking any money to school. You're eating a Vegemite sandwich that's bread stale. You know, like that's.
Yeah.
But we're still comfy. I can't complain about that. So I always had this like picture of dad of like not that successful in what he does, as in money wise. I was never thinking it, but I was always comparing, and it was not until 10 years ago maybe it was just like, nah, hang on, like my old man's, yes, he hasn't made as much money as other people, but when you actually look at it on a broader spectrum of, which I look at it now, is like how much has he actually helped people, how much has he actually sacrificed that money to actually do something good, because making money's cool, good on you, let me shake your hand, but try and actually help people and put the money aside and focus on trying to have an impact in an area, which his area was Indigenous people, and we moved up to Warburton, did all that. At the time, as young kids, you're like, well, what are we doing up here, man? Well, I don't get why we're here. And then over time, you grow up and you see it, and you're like, far out, like, that's a big thing to do. Would anyone here grab their family right now and shoot up to Warburton in the middle of the desert in an Indigenous community and live there on nothing?
On purely ethical,
On him purely going up there to go, you know what, we'll go up there and we'll try and make a difference and help some people. And we aren't rich. We half needed help, you know what I mean? It's not like... So for me, I've just grown such a respect for my old man, in a different light of what I should have always been looking at, but the world that we live in now, that's sort of how things are viewed. And they've always been viewed that way of success is how good a person that is, where I'm just grateful now that I can understand it and see it from a different light, that my old man gave back and tried to help people over money. His core values was more important to him than money. And it's something I've learned from him, and I'm going to keep doing as much as I can.
Was it a conversation with him, like once you realised?
Nah, my old man's hard. He's like old school.
Yeah.
Like emotion, not much. Which I think I inherit similar traits of, the old school. No one cries. Barely ever seen him cry. Sort of set up. That's just the way he is, and he's great. And I respect that, and I get that. But he just, and that's what I love about him. He's never tell. It was just him just acting the way he acted.
This is what I'm doing. This is what I care about, and
he just
these
acted
are the
that
lessons
way.
I'm going to show my family.
He just purely, whether he understood or not, just him by acting the way he always acted, good and bad, has taught me these critical things in life that I think are so important. And it's made me get another found respect for him of, you can tell me all you want, but if you're actually going to do it and act it and live it, that's how you'll learn. It's not by telling. We do the foundation with him at the moment, which is the best ever. Like, it's in a space that he's been involved in for 20 years. And now for me to get involved in it on a deeper level and help us actually give back, it's the best ever. And I'm stoked. I reckon he actually introduced me to music.
Wasn't mum?
Might have been mum, but you remember, do you guys ever used to have the CD, like the travel CD, like the 50 CD sliders, like you'd slide all your CDs in a
disc
clear
case.
Yeah, disc case.
Like black one with the zip.
Yeah, and we lived in Warburton, middle of the desert, so we used to have to, it was like 28-hour drive. And
so you're burning CDs,
mate,
prior to getting there?
Burning them, like we'd go through the box and we'd do double the box sort of set up, and it was Dad just put it, and he just cranked the tunes, and because we're on corrugated roads, because they're all dirt roads to get up there, they'd like skip and jump, and then Dad would be like, hey, pause it, it's gonna scratch the CD. So he did all that, and then like Ice House and the Police and the Hoodoo Gurus.
Gurus.
Yeah, man. So we just, and that got me into it, and then it was like I hated it for such a long time to be like, can't wait for Dad to throw this tune on in the car, and we just all start singing and get going. It was like, it was just fond memories, and it gave me a good experience with music, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
I reckon that's where it's half started from there. But yeah, man, I'm grateful for my old man. He's a legend.
Oh, mate, you can really see the values you're talking about have been instilled in you, and even when I sat down to think about what we're talking about this and what you taught me, one of the things I wrote down is like value creation, creating value. And it kind of speaks to that thing with your old man in the way that you can add value. It's not a third person opinion. I'm a lawyer, I'm a this, or my dad's a this. It's like, it's the way you behave every day.
Yeah.
And your old man is a great example of that. And I think you as a business owner especially, or as a leader, are a great example of that sort of value.
Well, it's just a front of mind thing now of like your perception is your reality, really, is the way I look at things. Is like, I perceive that person as a good person, but you actually don't know them. Like, how the hell would I know if Oprah Winfrey is as nice as what she seems? How would I know?
P. Diddy.
Like, honestly, I'm not P. Diddy, man.
It's just hard to tell.
No,
P. Diddy.
Keep
like,
going.
that's the reality of it. So for me, it's like, yes, they seem that way. I hope they are that way.
Yeah.
As in everyone that you meet. And yeah, for me, I just look at things a little bit differently now, purely because of that. It's like they look like they're a really good person. They're trying to give back, but are they actually? Do they really value it? So yeah, for me, there's a good lesson my dad taught me, and I'm very fortunate. I don't know if you boys have had anything that you've grabbed from your old man. I don't know. Like, what's your...
Man, the thing I was going to ask is if you had any CD experiences in your car, because I sure as hell did, and we had this one CD that was getting flogged.
LimeWire?
LimeWire, mate.
Do you LimeWire?
Yeah, LimeWire. But
you
burn them on.
They were
and
very,
send them in.
very angry about me, like, getting a virus on the computer. Like,
Yeah,
old
really?
Macedonian father, just like, no virus.
Yeah,
No virus.
My
Very,
dad,
very frightened of it.
he was the same with Pornhub, but
We had this
it
album.
was UGs.
That
We
didn't
used to
stop
use
you.
UGs back in the day. No, that
Cool.
didn't stop me, and we hit that in LimeWire.
No worries, I'm going
Mate,
to bleep that.
You were never having, some more bleeps. You were never using that website because the first letters were YOU
to YouTube.
to YouTube.
You just got to be
So
really
your mum
fast
drops in
away.
like,
Oh, yeah,
oh,
really?
It's like, nah, mate, you're not having that pop up in the search bar.
Yeah,
Anyway,
see,
so
I'll never do
the album I remember my folks showing me is they would like at dinner parties. Like I was playing a lot of music at the time and playing some drums and a little bit of guitar, and I was just fully invested. But I was kind of like, my parents don't want to listen to the Arctic Monkeys start to finish for their dinner party. And I would put it, the sound system was connected to the TV, so I'd put the CD through in the DVD player, and I would always play Van Morrison for their parties. And it was just like, I loved it. And I didn't realize like how much it actually did for me in terms of like showing people and like, you know, creating a mood in terms of DJing or just wanting to give a really good vibe for other people. And Van Morrison was that for us.
Yeah, really, man. It's so good.
Well, while we got a bit of a theme, do you want to finish it off with that? Or should we give Gov the Orcs and just let him take us on a journey?
Governor, we've come to the end of our time, and I think you got to set a little playlist up for the listeners.
You cut me short. I feel like I've got 100 more songs for you, but yeah, I'll. How many am I picking?
We're going to give you a runway of 4 tracks, man.
Yeah,
and that's going to be the listeners' end of this podcast.
Right.
We're probably going to have to get you back for part 2 because I haven't touched on your relationship, family, the rest. So, thanks so much.
I look forward to it. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it,
mate. Pleasure. Thanks so much for coming on the pod, and can't wait to have you back on.
Hopefully I can bring it home.